Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Just Sharing My Thoughts. I am Anandi, and this is the honest side of building a small business, motherhood, and everything in between. If you're someone who is thinking about doing a pop up or just want to know what really goes on behind it, then maybe you want to continue watching this video. Welcome to Pop Up Series Part 3. Okay? So, if you have not watched Part 1 and Part 2, I would suggest you go and watch that before coming to Part 3 so that you have an understanding of why I'm talking about whatever I'm talking about today. Okay, so basically, I've already spoken about what was my first pop up like, as well as how does it feel doing big pop ups. And today, I'm talking a bit more about how to choose pop ups. Okay, so let me go into some details. Okay, so naturally, whenever we start, even for our first pop up or so, the one thing that you always look at is location, right? Yeah, so location is key. Like, where is the place going to be? What is the footfall going to be like? Who are the main customers who are going to turn up in that particular location? These are all things that we will be looking out for, because why? Setting up a pop-up, like if you have seen my video too, you would know that it's not easy at all. There is so much that goes into prepping for a pop-up and being there, managing the pop-up, and just it may be a 2-day thing, but you will be preparing for it for more than a week, even months, even, depending on the scale of the pop-ups and what is it that you want to bring to the pop-up. So it's a lot of effort, time, and energy, and you want to make sure that your pop-up is in a place with a lot of visibility and you actually gain from it and not lose out in the end, right? So yeah, locality is something that we all fix. So like examples could be, is it going to be in a shopping center where there's always crowds, or is it going to be elsewhere like a private studio or somebody's home even, or even like part of a temple, or in another shop within Tekka, outside of Tekka, or anywhere in Singapore. So these are all things that we think about, and that is very important. But beyond that, there's also another criteria that's very important, and this is something that I have learned through doing quite a number of pop-ups with different people. So the organizers and the people organizing the pop-ups are important as well. So why am I saying that, right? So all of us are human beings. Each of us have different style, and we give priority to different things. Okay, so what may be a priority to me may not be a priority for you. But what I'm sharing is things that I have taken away over my experience, as well as things that have mattered to me. Yeah, because I have been for a number of pop-ups, like I've said, and I have sat through quite awesome pop-ups. Awesome meaning not in sales, okay? Awesome meaning it was a good experience to come up from. Yeah, okay. As well as pop-ups that I don't know if I would say that I've regretted, but I was not so satisfied with, and it made me question, like, why am I doing this? So maybe I would say disappointment. So now I know how to be more selective based on all these experiences. So why am I saying so much is organizers matter, because of course, on top of giving us a good location, okay, I'm not saying organizers are the only ones responsible for bringing in the crowds, the footfall, and all. Okay, it's everybody's effort. Okay, like for example, let's take Zaxala. Zaxala is huge, right? It has been running for so many years already, and the brand itself is big. So every time there is an announcement about Zat Salam happening here and here, blah blah blah, the crowd just naturally comes. There are thousands of people coming day in, day out. Whether they buy or not is a different issue, but crowd is confirmed. And that is because of the branding, because of how big the marketing is. We see it on TV, hear about it on radio, it's all over social media, and individual vendors are always posting about it. And since it is how to say cross collaboration, we have local vendors as well as overseas vendors. There's like 300, 400 businesses in that place. So many people are posting about it. So crowd will definitely come. So even if I have like just 5 customers, maybe, I don't know. I'm just being very like small scale here. Yeah, 5 customers. If you multiply it across so many vendors, the crowd is going to be there, right? Yeah. So people go in there with the expectation like, okay, crowd is going to be there. It's just about whether I'm able to compete with my fellow vendors, whether my crowd comes for me, my customers come for me, and I'm able to do sales, and what are the products that I'm going to bring in that will sell in such a crowd. Okay, so that is another set of things that I'm not going to talk about right now. But yeah, but when we are talking about other pop-ups that we go for in locally organized pop-ups, definitely the scale of the event is not so big. Okay, and so we have to be a bit more mindful, and our expectations also have to meet that, in the sense like, are we really going to see that kind of a crowd? If we are going in with that kind of expectations, then I'm sorry to say we will definitely be disappointed, especially for small pop-ups, because that is not the scale of branding or marketing that is being done. And if you know, these pop-ups, these Zat Salam pop-ups are very targeted. There is the Pongal one, Tamil New Year one, and then there will be the Deepavali one, then there will be the Hari Raya one, and then the Adi sales. So they will do these main 4 events, and people shop. People need products during these times, especially Deepavali and all, right? And Adi is known for sales. So people will definitely come in. But other than that, there's no Zak Salam. So there's also the scarcity there, right? So people, when they hear, oh, okay, it's only 4 times in a year, okay, it's there, I'm going to go and see. And there's always this perception because of foreign vendors, foreign businesses who are able to give at very, very affordable prices. People will come there to shop. And when they are there and they see your product there, you also gain from it. So this is how businesses help each other by being in the same space, correct? Yeah. But when it comes to small pop-ups and small vendors, small organizers, it's a totally different ball game. A lot of it relies on the organizers' marketing, but as well as your own marketing. Yeah. So if you don't do your marketing and your fair share of marketing, your customers will not come. And you can't really put the blame on anyone, lah, to be honest. Okay. But having said that, there are some things organizers can and cannot do. But first of all, I think after all these pop-ups, the one thing that I do have expectations on is the space itself, in terms of location aside. The amount of comfort is given. I'm not expecting luxurious air-conditioned places. I mean, aircon is nice, but aircon also means something else lah. We'll talk about it later. But I'm saying basic comfort. Okay, so breathing space for people. So when you are going for a pop-up, it's important to have space for both the businesses as well as for the customers. Firstly, customers need space to walk around, to look, to see, to buy, and it must be a properly ventilated area, right? For people to feel comfortable enough to stand there and shop. Because if people are going to find the place very hot, or there's like no air and stuff like that, then people are not going to come. Or they may come, but they may leave as soon as they come. So these are things. But more importantly, I'm talking from a business owner point of view, where if I'm going to be sitting there for a couple of hours, I need these basics to be there for me to be comfortable enough to sit through the day. And there are situations where you can create that comfort for yourself. Of course, like basic food, like especially if I know that I'm going to be alone throughout the day. There are a couple of pop-ups where I've been alone, and it's fine. So I'll go in prepared, I'll come in prepared with my water, with food in case I cannot step out to buy. And by God's grace, I've always been surrounded by vendors who are my friends. Like they become friends, or people I can rely on to
take care of my booth, call me if anything, especially when I need to step out to the restroom or just go and grab something quickly to eat and stuff. So these are all factors that matter, right? But on top of that, the organizers, in terms of how warm they are, whether they care about your business, whether they care about your sales, are you making sales, you can see through all this. Like, it's not just about, okay, I give you a table, I give you your space, okay, this is your space, you sit down, you do your business, okay, and I wish you all the best. um there are organizers who have done that. There are organizers who have gone beyond to check in about food with you, about whether you're comfortable throughout the day, here and there, to just see whether everything is okay. Do you need any help? And let me tell you, these small gestures make a huge difference as to whether I want to work with you again or not. I mean, yeah, this is very important for me. So relationship building is very important. If you need people, I'm just being honest here, okay? um Businesses rely on organizers to create these events, to organize these events for them to showcase their products. But at the same time, these business vendors are very important organizers as well. Without businesses, you can't organize a pop-up event. And so it's important to have a relationship or be genuine about the way you are organizing a pop-up, or what is available, what is not available. Be upfront, and people can make up their mind. Because once I've made a choice, it is on me. It is not on anyone for me to complain, oh, this is not there, that is not there. But initially I may have all those thoughts and feelings, but when you think about it, it comes down to me because I made the choice, I chose to be there, so it's on me, right? But whether I will go back again is a question mark, especially for those pop-ups that I am not satisfied with. So, what I'm trying to say here is basic things are important, okay? Like providing a good space, table chairs, yes, but breathing space between business vendors, okay? And just checking in on them throughout the day, or like, is there anything else that they can do to make it better for the vendors? Because running pop-ups, all of us are in business and we know how difficult it is, as I've said already. So just having the kind of empathy and empathy will be more than enough, I would think. Okay, so organizers, in terms of how genuine people are, what is it that they want to achieve in every event, these are things that is very important lah. Yeah, for me to choose an event moving forward. Some may think that, what is this girl talking about? I'm going to choose the organizer and all. Oh, so arrogant, so attitude. No, it's none of it actually. It's about choosing what works for my business, me as a person running the business. So if I'm not comfortable there, able to do sales, then I'm not going to make sales, okay? And that doesn't work in favor of me. All these things are very, very important lah. So these are all things that I'm going to consider going into any pop-up.